Build Your Best Life, with Coach Deborah D. Smith, invites you to our 4th annual virtual Mothers with Sons seminar from Monday, May 8th to Thursday, May 11th, at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, each night on Facebook and YouTube. This year's theme is How Mothers Can Reach Sons. Special guests include Anita J. Cummings, Brady Robinson, Anastasia Smith, and Latricia Taylor. These ladies will open their hearts and be transparent as they share how you can reach your sons. This event will heighten your awareness, transform your thinking, and motivate you to reach out to assist your sons and other young men. Visit www.buildyourbestlife.org for more information.
Good evening. Welcome to Build Your Best Life with Coach Deborah D. Smith. I am super excited to have you here. Thank you so much for tuning in, because guess what? You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to join Minister Monetta Smith and I. Hi, Monetta. How are you doing today?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Can't complain today. Can't complain.
Awesome.
But thank you so much for joining me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. So, this year we're talking about reach out. It's all about reach, because it's so important for everyone to not sit around and complain about what we don't like, but to reach out and assist others. So this month we have been talking about reaching out for awareness. Today, Monetta and I are going to be talking about I need me. And I know that sounds strange, because we always saying, I need you and you need me. And that's true, but I need me too. And you're going to find out what we mean by that as we go along. But before we get started, now Monetta has been on before, but it's been a while. So, we're going to let her tell us a little bit about herself. But one thing I want to say about her first, and this has really caught my eye, and this is her life motto, and that is live life in such a way that passion and purpose ignite all who come in contact with her.
Yes.
Isn't that such a wonderful motto to have, that passion and purpose ignite all who come in contact with her? That is so amazing.
Absolutely. So a little bit about myself. I am an author. I am a life coach. I am a speaker. I also am an independent beauty influencer. I absolutely love empowering women to tap into their purpose, empowering women to just make sure that we are walking in authenticity. And I just love it because, as you said earlier, yes, we do need ourselves, but we do also need each other. And so I am all about connection, because as women, we tend to be concerned about other women and what they're doing and how they look and all those different things that doesn't allow us to fulfill our life assignment.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you all for tuning in. Please like and share. Well, good evening to Dan Smith and Agnes Coleman. Thank you, Agnes Copeland. Thank you so much for tuning in with us as we talk about I need me. So, one of the things I wanted to say, relationships, as Monetta just said, all relationships are important. So, yes, we do need people in our lives, families, friends, acquaintances, because relationships are essential. We need love, we need understanding, and we need support. But guess what? It is crucial to love, understand, and support yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's what we want to make sure that we do. So, relationships, as I stated, are essential. Your family, your friends, your associates, your acquaintances, those people that you only associate with because you work with them, you're in organizations with them, it doesn't matter. We all need that love, that understanding, that support. It is crucial on us and our survival. And so I believe that it is very, very essential to our success, and that is other people. But I think we are essential as well. So, Monetta, do you agree or disagree that we are essential to our own survival and our own success?
Absolutely. I believe definitely that we are essential for our own survival and success. How we think, how we act, and how we treat ourselves. It sets the tone, it sets the stage, but most of all, it sets the standard for how other people will treat us.
Mm. Oh, that's awesome. You heard that? It sets the tone for how others treat us. So, sometimes we get in those relationships, whether it be platonic or romantic, and we don't like how people treat us. What are we presenting? What are we showing them?
Absolutely.
So we want to make sure that we're showing them, like who we are and whose we are and what we expect.
Absolutely.
So many emotionally draining situations occur routinely in the lives of our youth and our young adults. And this includes depression, anxiety, loneliness, and then along with the social uh, uh, distractions and things that are in the world as well. You know, excuse me. So parents, educators, leaders, and others need to assist the young people in self-care. So now there are so many negative occurrences in youth and young adults' lives that it must be overwhelming. Excuse me. Do you think things will change soon, or will young people need to find ways to cope?
So I think because of all of the things that our young people have access to, all of the things that are available to them as young people. When we were growing up, all of the things that are accessible and available to young people now were not even thought about when we were young people. I think about how, we used to have to be outside, like literally most of the day. We had to be outside. We had to, play with each other and community. It was about community. And now I'm in education. So I'm in the school system and I see even in the schools, devices are a thing and they're heavily, they're just so out front with our young people. And I think that they have access to so much. And because of that, it's in my opinion, a lot of it is it's hindering our young people from community. It's hindering them from, you know, um, being more communicative. And then I just think that if we don't teach our young people that there is a way that does not have to be virtual all the time, learning how to navigate life face to face, facing life head on. I think with that being said, I don't think, first of all, that things will change soon because it's been indoctrinated in our world system now to function the way that we're functioning. And it has its benefits, don't get me wrong, but this shouldn't be the be all of how we function in life. So I definitely feel like our young people do need strategic ways to cope in life, strategic ways to, or, people in place that they're able to cope, that they're able not just to even cope, but to function in life, outside of life as we know it right now. And so I think it's important that we still do community events, that we still do things that take them outside of the four walls of home. Because think about it, you have children now who they would rather stay home because everything they need, devices, games, all of the different social media platforms, they rather stay home and make TikTok videos and different things like that. When, let's go out into the community and volunteer. And, I have a special needs daughter, and in school, they have children who do what they call partner PE. So they have general education students that are partners with the special needs children in helping them. Those are things that should be in place, not even just in school, but in life. Let them see, because I get this, when general ed kids and even people in general see special needs children, they stare at us like, it's something they've never seen before, or they'll stare so long that I have a habit of like looking at them like, okay, did you want to ask me something? And then sometimes they'll say, what's wrong with her? And so to me, if you had a parent, because growing up, my mom would have never allowed us to do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't just ask somebody what's wrong with her, But with that being said, it is an opportunity to educate, but if parents were educating them on the front end, when they see something that is not what they consider normal, they would ask, besides what's wrong with her, is there anything I can do? You know what I'm saying? If you see us in the store, open the door, all of the different things that we learned to do because it was just the right thing to do. But definitely, I feel like we have to have some strategic things in place to help our young people navigate life as well as cope in life, because they are exposed to so much.
That's good response. That's just amazing, like you say, and that's why I think, when I talk about basic principles, life skills, these things are not taught anymore in school and at home.
Absolutely.
And sometimes people act the way they act because they don't know any better. They show this commercial on TV, and I don't know, I forget what the whole premise of it is, but it's the young man gets on the school bus, and I think his sight is kind of impaired. But as he walks down the aisle on the school bus, it's like they're looking at him like, don't even think about sitting next to me. Just keep it moving. And this one little girl, he just finally plops down. I guess he sees a spot, because it's not like, he asked, can I sit down? But he plops down there, but she looks at him and she smiles, and, and that's what should be normal. It shouldn't be like,
right,
okay, what is wrong? Or you better not sit next to me. Don't say nothing to me. Don't touch me, whatever. Because I remember a young lady when I was in middle school, I went to school with, excuse me, and she had several brain operations, and they left one of her bones sticking out. And, that's all it was. But the kids, treated her differently. They didn't try to figure out why, what was going on. But, okay, her forehead was just a little different. So, but again, what do your parents teach you?
Right. And you're absolutely right. They're not being taught. So like I said, I've had to learn, honestly, being very transparent. I had to learn that people who do us like that when we're out and they're staring at my daughter, or this used to happen when she was smaller. We don't really see this too much now that she's older. She's 18 now. But I used to, in my younger years, early stages of my daughter's life, I used to get offended and I used to, like stare back at them. You know what I'm saying? But I had to come to the place of maturity in our journey that they don't know. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. They don't understand. And maybe, this isn't something that they see every day, which, with her, she's just in a wheelchair. She doesn't look different or anything like that. But maybe it's something for some of them that they don't necessarily see, because they've not been exposed. Like you said, they've not been taught how to function outside of what's considered normal for them. So I had to learn that, and I had to learn how to handle that. So I do handle it differently now, instead of staring back at them now, I smile or I'll say, hi or something to break the moment of them just being totally, I guess, surprised or whatever whatever they're thinking at that moment. I do something to shift, and then maybe they'll speak or, whatever the case. But I had to learn how to understand that they don't know, or they've not been taught, they've not been exposed, to something different or someone different.
Yeah, see, it gets also as simple as, and I know I'm trying to dig into, them, I'm sorry, having self-esteem or whatever, but it comes down even to older people and, who they think they are. Are they better than one person over another? I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But when you go in someplace and you speak, I was always taught to speak to everyone.
Yeah.
And you say, good morning. You smile and say, good morning.
I was taught when you walk in a room, you're the one that's just entering the room. So you speak. You don't walk in the room and expect everybody to speak to you because you're just entering. So you come in and you say good morning or good afternoon or whatever the case because you just got there.
But you speak and then they look at you like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it happens.
But and I used to get so offended. Like, why don't people
take it personal?
Speak, but hey, if someone is gonna be on that level, I have to let them be on that level by themselves. That's why I need me and my self-confidence to know now I'm doing the right thing.
Speak anyway.
That's right.
Yep.
Smile, speak. I'm going to get ready to go. If you're still sitting there, have a great day, and I'm out the door.
Absolutely. And hopefully at some point you'll rub off on, you know what I'm saying? At some point you'll rub off. Right. Hopefully.
Yeah, but we want to, model what is right for our young people. So, and okay, so many believe that self-care is selfish or silly, that we shouldn't care about ourselves that much. What are your thoughts about self-care?
Definitely self-care is imperative. And this is something actually that I just like maybe last week did a live on in my VIP group with the women. As a people, a lot of times, even young people, because their schedules are busy and they have busy lives and they're responsible for, different things. But a lot of times we get so caught up in our responsibilities and we get so caught up in life and all of the things that we're responsible for that we forget that if I pour out every day, at some point I have to be refueled. I have to refill my cup because eventually, if I keep pouring and pouring and pouring and I don't pour back in, then eventually my cup becomes empty. So we have to set it in place and set it in our minds that self-care is not optional, it's a necessity. We need to make sure that we're taking time for ourselves, and it doesn't have to look the same for everybody. It won't look the same for everybody. What are those things that you enjoy? What are those things that make you feel fulfilled? um Figure those things out, whether small things, whether major things, but it is imperative that you take time for you. It is imperative that even on a daily basis that you take time to, steal away and do whatever it is that you like to do, to just woosah is what we call it sometimes, just to have that woosah moment. But even throughout the week, throughout the month, there should be some personal time spent with yourself. It's imperative. It is not optional. It is not selfish. It is none of those negative things that for so long people have either felt for, reasons unknown, or maybe somebody made you feel this way. But if you don't take care of you, you can't expect anybody else to take care of you. If you don't take care of you well, you can't expect somebody else to take care of you well, because it goes back to what I said earlier. I set the standard, I set the tone, I set the stage. So if someone, whether, as Deborah said earlier, be platonic or otherwise, whenever someone comes into my life, they need to see how I function. They need to say, oh, she doesn't answer the phone regardless of who it is, if that's her time with herself, and I see how she sits there and lets the phone ring. Or maybe somebody's at my house and I'm like, it's such and such a clock, and at such and such a clock, I take care of me time. I have me time, and I don't mean any harm. And I've had a great time with you being here, but I'm going to ask, if you could go ahead and leave. And it's not that you're being ugly, but this is your set time that you've set for yourself to do what it is that you need to do to take care of you. And prayerfully, if it's a friend or whoever, prayerfully they understand that this is your standard and they have to respect that. But it's imperative. It's imperative. It's a must that we do that for ourselves.
Yes, that's great. Good evening, Peggy and Yvonne. And C.A. Yvonne says here in Deacon Homes. Make sure I can read it. We need not to give up in following Proverbs 22:6. Start children off on the way they should go, and even when they are old, they will not depart from it. Correct.
Amen, Yvonne. Amen. And even if they venture off, because I can attest to growing up and, in those teenage years, my mom used to say, we start smelling ourselves, is what she used to say. But even in that, you venture off and you start doing what you consider doing you, but because of what's been instilled in you, that doesn't go away. So because the Holy Spirit is in us, if we've been, introduced to Christ and have lived that lifestyle, then even if we stray away, it's in us. So the Holy Spirit reels us back in. So again, like she said, it doesn't depart. We may stray away a little bit, but that Holy Spirit is speaking and ministering to us the entire time until we come back. And I've been there in my younger years, been there, done that, and I'm right back in the place that was instilled in me as a child.
And like you said earlier, you have to know what your non-negotiables are.
Absolutely.
I know I was going to be on my goddaughter's program, and I wasn't clear about something, and I was just trying to get in contact with her, and she wasn't responding. And so then I called her mom. She still didn't respond. And she said, on Sundays, I unplug. She said, I don't answer my phone at all.
Absolutely.
So that is, that's her time to, just be with herself, whatever she want to do, meditate, rest, whatever. But she say, having being on the phone, answering the phone, talking on the phone, taking care of business all week, on Sunday, she just unplugs.
I love it. And we have to do that for ourselves. On Friday evenings, that's my evening. After I've worked all day, Friday evenings is my downtime. I don't cook. I tell anybody, Monetta does not cook on Fridays. Don't ask me to cook. Don't on Fridays, we're gonna grab something or we're gonna eat something, that's quick. But that is my day on Friday evenings to, as much as possible, relax, watch whatever on TV that I want to watch, because I don't necessarily watch a lot of TV. But yes, everybody that is watching this, whether live or later, you must have time that you do absolutely nothing.
Yes. And while I'm not coughing, I am going to interject this. It's a little advertisement, but next month is, of course, Mother's Day is during May, but our Mothers with Sons seminar is next month. But I have something I want to do this year that's a little bit different. Excuse me. And I want to honor a mother each day. So please pass the word, mothers and sons. So I need those sons to take a picture of your mom, you and your mom, send in that picture along with your names, your city and state. And then I need like a paragraph or a statement, what my mom has taught me. Something that your mother has taught you that's made a difference in your life, or something that resonates with you, or, impacts you, something of that nature. But I need those to start coming in. So if you know someone that, any young men out there, please pass the word. And I'll have I'll give you my email address at the end of the show, but just email those to me. That's all
Awesome.
I need.
That is awesome.
Yes. Okay. So, Monetta, please provide our young people with 5 or so tools that they can use for self-care.
One of the tools we just talked about, which is quiet time. You can call that meditation. You can call that whatever you want to call it. But I am telling you to take some time where you put your phone down, where you put your device down, and really just focus in that moment. So much so we neglect ourselves so much that we don't even like to be alone. We don't like to not have the music playing, not have something going that's occupying our minds. Well, you need time to just sit with your mind, sit where, you allow the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, to speak to you, where you disconnect from all of your responsibilities and everything that's happening in your life, and just sit there for a moment and allow yourself to think, allow yourself to envision something, allow yourself to dream. Like, those are moments that are crucial for your life. So the first thing would be quiet time or meditation time. You need that. You can have it for 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever your time, whatever the time is that you allot. Just make sure you take some time. The second thing I would say is, men and women, get you a massage. Go to the spa. Do things that literally are about you. For me, when I go get a massage, I fall asleep. Like, it's just a moment of relaxation where someone else is tending to you, and you'll find out just how stressed you've been, because when they get done working you out and massaging your shoulders and your neck and all the different things that they do, when you get up from the table, you're like, oh my God, you didn't even realize how tight and how tense and how stressed you were. So that's something that I recommend. Get a massage. For men, it's okay to get manicures and pedicures. I don't know why some men feel like that's only a woman thing. It's not. First of all, young men, your young lady is going to want your feet to look nice. She's going to want your hands to look nice. They don't even do, or they do, but you don't even have to do like clear polish anymore, because they have the buffers now where you can get your nails buffed and it just looks natural. So those are things that somebody else is tending to you while you're just relaxing and taking care of you, allowing someone to take care of you, but you've taken the time to be taken care of. The third thing is take trips, even if it's a local trip. And I say that because you can, depending on where you live, to get away. And I'm saying this because we need to get out of our environment sometimes, get out of the place and the space that you're familiar with. I don't care if you have to go to a hotel. Get you a nice hotel where the scenery is nice, where you can just go sit in the lobby or sit at their restaurant, whatever it is that you like to do, go to the pool, whatever, and take some time to just enjoy a different scenery from what you see every day. So that's what you can do locally. For those of you that say, you know, I don't have the time, or maybe you don't have the finances, but you can still do something for yourself without driving hundreds or thousands of miles away or flying or whatever the case. But if you can, plan to take trips, even if it's just once a year. Plan to get away. Get away. Go on a cruise if you've never been on a cruise before. Fly if you've never flown before. It is really okay. You don't have to be afraid to fly, but you definitely need to make sure that you are getting away. However you need to do that. It can be a road trip, but get away from. Some people have never been out of their city before. Some people have never been out of their state before. But you need to do that. You need to get away. And the fifth thing is, you definitely need to bless yourself with, oh, and I left out one. You need to journal. Start journaling, men and women, journal. Because here's what journaling does. Maybe, you know, for some of us, we don't necessarily like to talk. We don't like to share our life and our things that we're enduring with other people. Journaling allows you still to pour out those things that you're feeling, those things that you're experiencing, and nobody knows what's in that journal but you and God. And while you're writing, you'll be amazed, guys. You'll be amazed at how while you're writing, so many things are coming to you and so many things are being poured into this writing, to the point where when you're done, you're going to feel a weight lifted. You're going to feel like you've verbally spoken some things to someone, but you've just put it on paper, in black and white. And here's the blessed thing that it does. You can go back and read that journal entry later, and it will bless you, because you'll be able to see how you were feeling in that moment, what you were experiencing, and where God brought you from that journal entry to now. So that's what journaling does for you. And it is a freeing thing for you to do. So I say, in self-caring, get you a journal and journal. I say journal daily, but even if you journal once a week, all of your experiences from the week or your feelings for the week, and put it all there, come back a month, 2 months, 3 months later, and you're going to be blown away at how you transition from a month ago or 3 months ago to now. It's going to bless you, because 9 times out of 10, you will have forgotten how you were feeling that day, what you experienced that day. But when you go back and read it, you're going to be like, man, I can't believe that so much has changed in this small span of time. And then the last thing that I'll say is you need a therapist, a life coach, a counselor, whichever one you choose. And it does not have to be because something is wrong in your life. It does not have to be because something major has happened or transpired that you need a counselor or you need a therapist or you need a life coach. But what that does is it puts you in alignment with yourself. But it also allows you, again, someone that you can confide in, or someone that can assist you in navigating life, someone who can also hold you accountable to what you say you want to do in life. And then it makes you free of all of the things that maybe you don't necessarily share with anybody, and you don't necessarily know how to share with anybody, or you don't know how to handle certain situations. But it also will prevent you from certain, run-ins in life. It'll help you to have a stronger, more positive outlook on life, a positive perspective. So having a therapist, having a life coach, having a counselor, all of those different things will allow you to be positioned to be your absolute best self in life. That's what it does. It doesn't mean that you are in a bad space in life, but having those things will prevent you from not from being in a bad space, because life happens to us all, but it will teach you how to handle being in that negative space. I think you're on mute.
Thank you. That was so awesome. Please make sure that you like and share this conversation, because those are some wonderful tips. Number one, spend some alone time, me time, whatever, with yourself. Take that time out to get a massage, because you got to relax while you're doing that. You can't get up, you can't get on your phone and all that, because you got to keep still so they can do what they do. But you just, like they say, Calgon, take me away. Just relax, And those mani-pedis, I tell anybody. I try to get my husband to go. He went with me a couple times, but he won't go. But I love it, because you in that chair. Even when I'm getting my nails done, getting that pedicure in that massage chair.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Yes.
That's nice. Take a trip, a staycation, vacation, whatever you want to do. But like you say, sometimes you're so uptight and wound up that if you get away, even if it's on a different side of town, nobody knows you, you in a lobby, you feel more relaxed. I remember one year my husband and I went on a cruise, and they had this Michael Jackson little thing they did, and I danced and danced. Then he said, "You just dance? Oh, you don't dance?" I said, "No, nobody knew who I was. If I wasn't doing the latest dances,
that's free."
Myself.
I love it.
But I had a ball. Journaling. That is, I love doing that as well. You can share your thoughts with God. A lot of people say, "Well, I don't know how to pray." You know how to talk and run your mouth to your friends. That's how you talk to God. Just talk to him. But if you don't want to talk to him, journal. And then, I'm so happy that more people are embracing counselors and therapists, because there's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Absolutely.
It's like, I tell people, when you have things inside of you and you don't get them out, that's when you need to be bothered, because those things can turn and fester into real big problems. You screaming at people, treating people any kind of way, getting depressed or whatever, and you don't know why. You may have forgotten something that happened to you years ago. So talking with someone, there's nothing wrong with that,
Absolutely.
And then your life coaches, you know where you have a place where you want to go, but you're not sure how to get there. They can assist you in getting there.
Absolutely.
So all that is so helpful. Thank you so much, Monetta, for those tips. Those are wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So I hope everybody had your pad and pen. I didn't tell you to get it, but you should be used to it by now. But if you missed it, go back and look at the rewind and get all the notes, because it's great information. So as we come to a kind of close, Monetta, can you provide your thoughts on a tip that will bring the most value to young men or young women, whomever, working through issues to build their best lives? So we know things come up, but what's some of those things that they can do?
So here's what I want the young men, the young women, the old men, the old women, everybody who is making up this audience or will see this at some point. First of all, I want you to know that you were created on purpose. You were created on purpose, you were created with purpose, and you were created to be purposeful. It is not a mistake. It's not coincident that you are in the earth, but you were created with purpose. And that purpose is for you to be purposeful. I want you to know that you are not alone. So those life experiences that are making you feel that you're alone, you are not alone. Do you know that even when you don't know, there is someone praying for you? So whenever you're feeling alone, whenever you wake up the next day and all of a sudden you have this strength that you didn't even know you would have because you were so downtrodden the day before, it's because someone somewhere is thinking about you. God has laid you on someone's heart. So I want you to know that God always has you on his mind, and then he uses other people to bless you by way of prayer, by way of them showing up and providing what it is that you need when you didn't even know that anybody knew you had a need. Really, sometimes they don't know, but they provided it by way of the Lord speaking to them. So I need you to know that you are not alone. You were not created to do life alone. So there are people that are there for you to access, for you to connect with, for you to lock arms with, for you to find that confidant, that person that you can talk to, that person that you can just say, hey, I don't necessarily want any advice. I just need you to listen. There's somebody for you. There is somebody for each of us. At least one person is supposed to be your person that you can connect with and pour out whatever you need to pour out. You be able to say that I do have someone I can talk to. Okay. And I want you to know that everything that you need in this life to be what it is that you have been purposed, ordained, and destined to be, it is on the inside of you. It is on the inside of you, and our responsibility for that which is already in us, our responsibility is to cultivate that is on the inside of us. How do we cultivate what's on the inside of us? First of all, we have to develop a relationship with the Creator, because he's created us, he's created purpose in us. And for us to tap into that purpose, we have to consult who put the purpose in us. So we have to do that. We have to connect with the Creator and find out what that purpose is. But that's a way that we cultivate. We have to cultivate by always being teachable, willing to learn, and then surrounding ourselves with those that can teach us, surrounding ourselves with people who are where it is that we're trying to go. surround ourselves, glean from them, get wisdom from them, understand that in order for me to get here, there are some places that I have to go that I've never been. There's some things that I'll have to be exposed to that I've never been exposed to. I have to allow myself to get outside of myself so that I can be poured into. And so also you want to surround yourself with like-minded people. Stay away from negativity. Stay away from negative environments. Stay away from negative people. Stay away from things that pull on you. So we have to be careful with the intake, what we listen to, where we go. All of those different things are important because even when you don't realize it, you're being impacted by things. So that's why it's important that you are mindful of what you hear, mindful of what you say, mindful of who you're around, because even when you're not trying to be impacted by those things, you are being impacted by those things. And so you'll find yourself in a later situation and that thing comes up in your spirit. And although you know it's negative, you find yourself speaking certain things. And it's like, wait a minute. And you don't even realize that you were impacted in another environment, but you were. So I want you to remember that you were created on purpose. With purpose, to be purposeful. You're not alone. You were not created to do life alone. And then with the purpose, you have to cultivate the purpose. Relationship with God, relationship with others, surrounding yourself around people that are where you're trying to go. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Seek wisdom. In all thy ways, seek wisdom. Wisdom is for you. The Lord wants us to have wisdom. Ye that lack wisdom, let him ask of the Lord. He gives freely his wisdom so that you know how to do, when to do. He gives us his wisdom. And so all of that, I want you to know with that, just pace yourself. Pace yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. And just know that everything happens in its time.
All right.
And one more thing. I want you to, with all that's been said, I want you to, for a moment, just take a moment, think about your life. Think about those things that you thought were the worst possible things that have happened in your life. But then you realized that it actually placed you in position to receive exactly what was supposed to happen in your life. So what you thought was the worst thing, it actually set you up for the best thing. But I want you to look at life and how it's transpired so far, what you want life to look like as you journey forward. And I want you to embrace and enjoy the journey.
All right now. All we need to do is pass the basket now. You said something there, girl. I love that. Excuse me. Yes, we have to be purposeful. I love that. Thank you so much, Monetta. This was a great word, and I hope everyone got out what our intent was. You know, not trying to say you don't need other people, but you do need yourself. You need to love and care about yourself so you can be your very best, because if you're not your very best, you can't help anybody else.
Absolutely.
Nobody else. So that was awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. And I know you are probably doing some other things. You want to tell everybody how they can reach you on social media?
Yes, ma'am. So I am on social media. I am on Twitter. I am on Instagram and also on Facebook. I am at Beautiful, and that's BEYOUTFULVIP. You can find me that way on Facebook as well as Instagram. And I have a website, monettasmith.com. You can go there, and you can also reach me by way of email through my website. So those are the ways that you can contact me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in. I think I saw someone come in, Jamisha Sneed. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed our session today. Please join us on Thursday Live. We're going to be talking about academically speaking. Academically speaking. And again, please check out my websites, www.buildyourbestlife.org. I was talking about our mothers and sons seminar earlier. It is in a couple of weeks. It starts on May the 8th, runs through May the 11th. So if you go on my website, you can see who is speaking on what days, and that's Monday through Thursday. You can also check out the blog. I have a new blog that comes out each Monday. You see the services that I offer, with the speaking, webinar speaking, coaching, consultation, and you can get an autographed copy of my book, Build Your Best Life. It's about your life, your action, and your credibility, using basic principles to assist in building your best life. So you can get your autographed copy if you go on my website. If you like the Kindle version, you can go on Amazon.com. Excuse me. And again, I told you I was going to put up my email address. It is on the screen. No, it's not on the screen, is it?
It was. Yeah, there it is.
Okay. I keep taking it off. How about I do it like this? Okay. So there you go. So if I want young men to send in a paragraph telling what your mom has taught you, something that's memorable, something that has changed your life, something that has made a difference. If you could send a picture of you and your mom, excuse me, along with your names, your city, and your state in that paragraph to my email address. I'm going to honor a mom and son each day in May. So everyone on here, please pass the word, and they can send those in up into I think I said up until May 27th. So I want to make sure that I have someone every day. So make sure you send those. Excuse me. And I'm so sorry for my coughing. I was hoping that I was going to make it through. I did not, but I do apologize. But I thought it was more important for me to get on here. I promise that I will always be consistent with Build Your Best Life. So I got on. So please, please, please accept my apologies. I was down all last week, but I am trying to come back a little at a time. But thank you again, Monetta, so much for being on. And next time, excuse me, don't stay away so long. Come back.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't holler at you. You holler at me. So again, yes, that's my email address. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you all on Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And congratulations to your daughter. I hope she has a fabulous time.
Thank you.
Yes. So everyone, as you go along your way, you may encounter a young man that has lost his way. Don't shake your head. Don't steady your pace. Stop. Reach out and assist the young man.
Absolutely.
We all need to reach out and be a source of support and not just complain. You know, we can do a great job at complaining. Excuse me. Saying what we don't like about the young men, what they're doing, what they're wearing, what they're saying. But if we don't reach out and teach them what they don't know, we don't have a right to say anything.
Absolutely.
So please, 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 please join me in reaching out to our young men. And remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan, it's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed, stay safe, and I'm looking for you on Thursday. Bye bye.
Yes.